You can keep holding those signs up every once in a while. You know what else I really like about these rallies? Liberty people are the happiest people in the world. Aren't Liberty people the happiest people in the world? Show of hands, how many women do we have here? How can this be? I thought we scared you away. Even better, you know what I love about these rallies? The dogs. We have Liberty dogs all over the place. They have their little red, white, and blue bandanas on. Over here I saw one. German Shepherd. We have Bella, the famous bulldog. I know she was roaming around here somewhere. So Liberty people are very happy people. And it's kind of apropos because this next person has one of the greatest smiles in the world. Whenever I see her, I just feel happy. And the fact that she served in this house and she served on our behalf and she did the best she could also made me very happy as well. She comes from Bartlett, New Hampshire. She was elected in that great wave of 2010. I hope we can repeat that again with great Liberty people. And I told you I got a little bio. They tell me a little bit about themselves and they have interest. And you ready for her interest? She likes reading. She likes politics. She likes liberty and sovereignty. Ladies and gentlemen, LauriePettingill.
Well, I guess we needed somebody from the upper part of the state here, so it happens to be me. I was your state representative last term. I didn't run this term, but this is basically what I ran on. I just found this sign on the side, and I thought it was great. A responsible government. Wouldn't that be nice? And you know what? We got a responsible government last year. We balanced our budget. We had a historic budget last year. We did what we said we would do. We followed through with our promises. And what's really sad is that, unfortunately, we lost the next election. I don't know how that happened. I really don't.
Come and get it.
But I've got to tell you, right now we are heading towards two sides. The Constitution side or the 1963 Communist Goals for America. And I really do feel that these are our two directions that we are going in. So guys, we got to get out there in the next election and we've got to win. And that's all I have to say. I'll tell you about that. Now they asked me to speak, and I am saying it is an honor to speak with all of you. And boy, I feel this big compared to all these military personnel here. These people have given the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate oath. My oath I took in that house is nothing like yours, I'll tell you, but I did take it. I believed in it. I kept a little card in my bag, my black bag, and I always looked at it. And you know, it was one of those things where you said, is this law that I'm voting on necessary? Is this law that I'm voting for, what are the unintended consequences? And this law that I'm voting for, is it enforceable? I tend to wonder about HB 135, but let's see. I, as a state representative, was to honor my promise made to my constituents. That really is what we're supposed to be doing in there. And that was a platform of limited government, which we succeeded in with our limited spending. And I included in that any and all issues of sovereignty and responsible spending. Our paychecks are our private property. Tangible property and spending by government involves the taking of that property. I consider it to be a very serious thing when I vote for the spending, when I voted for the spending at this State House. Fulfilling my promise with a vote, we conservatives in the last budget, where it was a historical budget, like I said before, we also fought for states' rights, the 10th Amendment, and Dan Itza is wonderful with that amendment. I'll tell you, he's great. He got me going on that amendment. We've got to make sure that we keep Obamacare out of New Hampshire. We tried so hard last year. We had the House said, we don't want this. We sent it to the AG, and he said, sorry, we're not gonna honor you, the people, because we represent the people. We're not gonna honor you and what you have asked us to do. And that was very disappointing. We have a clear understanding, all of us here, that the IRS is the enforcement agency for Obamacare. This is trouble, okay?
It's trouble.
Now, we also tried to defund Planned Parenthood, and since then we've seen some really good footage lately of what really goes on in these clinics. And we did a really good job with that. Once again, we lost out somehow at the I can't remember which level it was. We fought to keep UN initiatives out of New Hampshire, sustainability Marxism. We fought for school choice and getting a scholarship program passed, and for continued religious freedom in the Foreign Laws Bill. We wanted American laws for American courts. Only the New Hampshire and U.S. constitutions to be ruled on in our courts. Not Sharia, not another foreign law, but American law. So that's what we fought for. But elections have consequences. And therefore, we got HB 135 that passed the House. I don't know if you know how close it was. 189 to 184. Clearly delineated by parties. And this is when, we get angry at our Republican Party, and I know we get angry at our Republican Party. I've made up something, and it starts with the Constitution. I've got about 30, 40 copies. Anybody wants one, please. It shows you the dashboard for how to look up your bills in the New Hampshire General Court as a search address, how to look up your bills, how to look up the calendar and figure out when your bill's going to be heard that you're interested in, when the Senate's going to be hearing it, and we've got to be keeping an eye on that because it's going to be coming up. And then the New Hampshire state laws is also listed, and you can look up any laws. You can find your bill status, you can find exactly how your bill is written, and in it I put the nays and the yays for 135.
Yeah.
The nays, Republican, 100%, just about. I think there were a couple Dems that came over, a few Dems.
So that was good.
The yays for this bill, HB 135, a list of Democrats. A long list of Democrats.
Criminals!
If we're angry at the Republican Party, we've got to get in there and make it what we want it. But they stood up for your rights, and we've got to figure out a way to make this party work for us. I was just down at CPAC, and the biggest group there were the Tea Party Patriots, which were unbelievable, and Breitbart. These two groups had so much power there, and that's what we want. So I guess with that, I will say thank you all for being here. Thank you for Diane and everybody for inviting me to speak. And if anybody wants a copy of how to get in, really get in and figure out where to find these bills, where to find out where they're taking place, please come and see me. I'll kind of stand over by the Granite Grok tent. One other thing I wanted to say was that there is another person here that I really appreciate his work, Ed Camus. He does governmentoversight.com. He posts meetings. You don't have to go to a lot of these meetings. If you miss them, you can go to his site and you can figure out what's really going on in this state. And I say thank you to him. It's a thankless, hard job. So please go to governmentoversight.com.
Grok TV.